Guys, welcome back to another video. So for this video I wanted to do an overview of the Brute Archetype in Bloodhunt. I wanted to start it out here in the character select screen or the archetype screen so that I could just give suggestions for as far as perks and things like that go. I wanted to record this first. So personally, when I play brutes, the perk that I use is impervious. It's this one here with the flower. And basically what impervious allows you to do is it makes it so that when you go out into the storm, which is the red gas in the game, you are able to basically every time you step out into the storm, you get, it's about a second, maybe a second and a half roughly, it's not very long, of being immune to the storm. And the reason that I run that when I play brute is for late game situations. Due to brute, in my personal opinion, especially for solos, it's not very strong when it comes to like 1v1s against most archetypes. If you're playing against somebody who knows what they're doing and you're using brute, and say they're playing saboteur or even vandal, then you're not going to be able to get much mileage out of the wall unless they're just standing in front of you. So that's why I run that. It's an effective strategy for playing brute. What I've found in my time playing Bloodhunt is to utilize the storm. Honestly, that's universal. You should be using it anyways with those red gas stabilizers. But that's neither here nor there. So throughout this match, what I'm going to be attempting to do here is I'm just going to get all the resonances, try to complete the Infinity Gauntlet so that we can go over cooldowns and go over... I'm just going to make a suggestion on what I believe is effective, if an effective way to play as brute in a solo match. And you can really apply this to any of the game modes, but I'm gonna focus solely on solos for now because that's the game mode that I normally play. So normally when I play brute, the first thing I go for is the blue resonances, or it's called phlegmatic is the name of it in game, but I go for the blue ones. And the reason that I do that is because as a brute, your strongest ability by far, in my opinion, is your wall. So if you get 3 of the blue resonance, you are able to throw your wall out every 9 seconds. There's a 9-second cooldown. You could throw your wall out. But that's actually perfect that just happened. You got to be careful when you throw your wall out. It's not uncommon to throw it down a street and end up hitting a civilian, so you know it's very important to be mindful of what you're doing when you play brute. But yeah, the first thing I get is the blue so I can spam my wall at people. It's one of the best ways to be able to defend yourself. And again, if you get level 3, 9-second cooldown, which is very fast, very quick. So the strategy normally when I'm playing brute is I normally always try to get a melee weapon. Katana is my personal favorite melee weapon, and the reason I run the katana is because it's excellent for self-defense due to its ability to deflect bullets. You can use that when you're on the go. You can be soaring through the air and use it. Very good in conjunction with other you know, the different types of movement in the game. So say someone's shooting at you, you know, say somebody's over there shooting at me. I use the bots as an example, but you can jump in the air, you know, do that, climbing up, throw a wall at them. But when I play brute, I really just focus on defending myself as far as, you know, when it comes to like fighting other players. once I get the triple blue resonances, normally I'll go for Sanguine, which of course is the pink one. It allows you to regenerate your health. Most players do not actually get resonances when they're playing the game. I highly recommend that. If you watch any of my videos, I make a point to show when I'm getting resonances throughout the match, so that, you know, you have a visual representation, or any viewer has a visual representation that, yes, it does take a moment to deob somebody. Yes, it takes a moment to, you know, walk up and feed on a mortal, but, you know, it's worth it if you do it. It makes you stronger, makes it easier to defend yourself. These are bots in my lobby right now, so I'm ignoring them for the sake of getting the resonances. But yeah, you want to be deobbing enemies like I did just there. It opens up the resonance slots in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That's the little open circles down there. Shows you how many resonance slots you can get. You gotta deob quite a few enemies in order to open up all the resonance slots. But the good thing about all the archetypes in the game, or most of them, is you don't necessarily need every single resonance. There's different like builds you can do. I'd say there are like bare minimums that you need to get in order to be effective during the match and have a better chance of winning. Now, the bad news about Brute is that in order for Brute to be effective, in my opinion, I mean, it heavily depends on whether you use melee or not. If you are somebody who uses melee and you decide to go that route, which I highly recommend on all the archetypes that you play, you are going to want to get 3 of the blue ones, is what I typically go for. And then you are going to want to get 3 of the Sanguine, the pink one, and then 3 Choleric, which is the melee one, which gives you more melee damage. That is, in my opinion, every time I play Brute, if I'm actually trying to win the match, absolutely necessary for winning the match. Completely mandatory. Now, if you don't go the melee route, you're going to want to get, if you're trying to play at the, like, if you're absolutely trying to make sure you have the strongest chance you have of winning the match and you're not a melee user, you're going to want to get 3 Sanguine, 3 Phlegmatic, 3 Melancholic, so you get the respawn, or the cooldown for your jump. And since I'm over here by the zone really quick, I can display what my perk does that I have. If I step out into the zone, you'll see that I'm not taking damage. I believe it protects you from maybe 1 or 2 ticks of damage. You don't really get that much time to be in the zone with it. But you see, you can spam it. So like if you're getting shot at by somebody, you go out in the zone, you know what I'm saying, reposition, jump out the zone over here, go back into the zone, throw walls. You can do all kinds of stuff, and that's why I like using this perk on Brute, because unfortunately it doesn't have athlete or martial. If it had either one of those, I would definitely take one of those. To be honest, in the game, the 3 best perks you can get for an archetype, like the 3 best ones hands down, are going to be athlete, martial, and honestly I'd say probably Sanguine. If you're getting into, you know, if you're someone who's getting into getting resonances and things like that, then Sanguine's really good. To understand the importance of the Sanguine, or to understand the importance of getting resonances, I mean, excuse me. So I want to take a moment here once I get this last melancholic or purple resonance here to go over the cooldowns here. So if you have triple blue resonance, there's a 9-second cooldown on your wall, so you can use that multiple times through a fight. If you have 3 of the purple resonance, there's a 10-second cooldown on your jump. And that basically outlines why I think it's important to run, like, to be honest, you should be using a katana. Use a katana if you're able to get one. I'm gonna show you why. Let me go find a bot here really quick. Your survivability, your chance of survival goes up so much if you have all three of these. So for instance, I'm fighting this bot, he's shooting, I can jump up here, reposition, deflect bullets back at him, I hit a civilian. Again, you want to be mindful of that. But then I can jump over his head, throw another wall at him, shoot at him from over here, you know, jump off the wall. If he shoots at me from over there, deflect bullets, throw another wall, like, and you see how it kind of all comes together. It really all does come together when you have the resonances. And these are things you would not be able to do if you didn't have the resonances, or you wouldn't be able to do it this frequently. But you go from being one of the archetypes in the game that has a very hard time defending itself to, in my opinion, one of the most fun archetypes in the game. It becomes very, very fun when you have the resonances, because it's very hard for enemies to kill you. I'm gonna try to get both these bots to shoot at me. You can deflect bullets, throw a wall at him so you don't have to worry about him anymore. Jump up here, shoot at this guy down here. You know, I got my deflect back already. Deflect bullets, get in there, melee him, push him to the wall, do that, jump up here. You know what I'm saying? And now that bot's gonna kill the other bot. It should anyways. Normally they go in Diob, yeah, so he's gonna kill him. But that's just an example of, you know, the possibilities that open up to you if you take advantage of the resonances and actually gather them. You know, that's why Brute, in all honesty, Brute is probably, I think I have the most fun playing Brute when I play this game. Once you get all the resonances, it just, the playstyle becomes just insane. It's so fun. And again, it makes it hard for others to kill you. It makes it very easy to win a match. Now that we have all those resonances, and now that we've gone over all of the, you know, cooldowns and things of that nature, I'm just gonna play out the rest of the match here. It's all bots, so you know, yeah, take that into consideration. They did put the skill-based matchmaking update out today, so I'm probably not gonna get any real players in my lobbies unless I intentionally queue at the same time as them. But for the sake of just trying to do these videos, I'm not in a hurry to do that. Believe it or not, with all these bots in your lobbies, it is very, very realistic to try and get resonances every match. It is not very hard to do it. All it comes down to is setting aside that time to actually do it. So, you know, if you want to win a match, you know, prepare yourself for it. Because at the end of the day, somebody who has a 9-second cooldown on their wall and a 10-second cooldown on their jump, which is at triple, at the triple resonances, you get a 50% cooldown. So if I can jump off walls, if I can like do my jump and throw walls every 10 seconds basically, and I'm fighting another Brute that has no resonances, and he has to wait twice as long, like by the time he throws a wall or does a jump, I've already done it twice. So that's my little overview of how, those are my ideas on how I would build Brute when you're going through a match. Again, for me personally, there's two roads for it. So you either start off with, well, absolutely you want to start off with getting the wall, because that's your way of defending yourself. So get 3 of the blue resonance, phlegmatic, and then, you know, depending on if you are someone who likes the health regen or not, go for sanguine next. And then after that, the diverging paths that I see are, you either go for the purple, the melancholic, so you can use your jump more, or you go for choleric so that you can, you know, go that route and melee people, which that's the route I take. But, you know, I melee people a lot.